Hey everybody, Jochen Heiden here. I'm back with the 5 January 1942 turn. Today should be a very pivotal day for us. We need to hopefully get that cruiser task force to engage his carriers, and we need our aircraft in Australia to produce for us, man. We got to have a good day, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed that we annihilate him. Let's see what happens. Man, here we go. Boy, I'm dreading this. I'm really dreading this. Well, he picks up a dot base never ball. Okay, so it looks like our ships that are retreating from Batavia successfully shoot off the I-154, which is great. That's exactly what I wanted to happen. So I suspect they're going to be able to continue on without much more harassment. Oh man. I don't How many subs does he have? He's got a sub at every base, I feel like. Every island I've got, he's got a sub there. It's incredible. I was, in the grand scheme of things, this ship means very little to me. It's just doing a resupply mission, but still. Let's listen for a sinking. Didn't sink yet. We may be able to save it. Okay, so nothing happened at night here. That's interesting. Very interesting. Pretty quiet. Wow, we had no naval activity whatsoever. That's interesting. Okay, so it looks like his carriers are definitely still in the vicinity here, and they're spotting all of our stuff. Wow, so his carriers are still definitely in play in Australia, so we're going to lose more ships, absolutely. Wow, what is going on here? Okay, well, this is going to be wild. I hope you guys are ready. I expect a complete disaster in Australia. All right, that's a sweep. We got nothing there. The other part of the sweep, it came in uncoordinated. Okay, Sonia's bombing here. Kind of late to the party for that. He's harassing our troops heading towards Sion. This is the Loyang army. Low casualties because we're in good terrain now for that. A very large raid here trying to slow us down getting into Consiem, but it's not going to work. Decent casualty rate on that. Alright, so we throw up a cap again just to do something. I doubt these I-15s are going to have any success at all against the Oscars, but we'll do it anyway. Pretty ineffective. Very ineffective, I would say. Okay, so it looks like this is a bombing raid on Changsha. Not much to see there. So, okay. It looks like we took out 2 aircraft from flak, which is cool. He does superficial damage to the actual base. This is stuff that my engineers can repair in a turn. So, not a big, not a very successful raid. Let's take a look at these altitudes too, okay? So, 10,000 for the raid. I have to assume that the that the escort came in at a similar altitude. So you guys writing this down? This could be good information. All right. Oh, now he's trying to soften us up at Constant with a big raid here. We take, unfortunately, quite a few casualties. And he's continuing. Lot of sallies coming in here. But the good terrain does help us here. No losses. Wow, how many bombers does this guy have? Unfortunately, again, the terrain is helping us. So he's got 3 main focuses in China now. He's dealing at Conscien, trying to save that unit, which is not going to help him. And he's trying to take out the base at Changsha, which I don't know that he can really do. And he's trying to slow us down in the north. So those are his 3 primary focuses with his air power. Oh, maybe we'll get, no. I was gonna say maybe we'll get a kill, but maybe we can kill one. Wouldn't that be cool? Ooh, we got one. Hey. All right. So our I-15 caught a piece of his unescorted raid. Of course, that small raid does a lot more damage than the bigger raid did. Go figure, right? I'm just getting ready for the inevitable disaster in Australia. I'm just thinking about what's about to happen here. Okay. Ah, now he's got zeros in play here too. And our SB3s get through unmolested because he just doesn't seem to care about this. We don't really do much casualties here. Ah, this is going to be bad, guys. We have ships unloading at the port. I saw no way to avoid it because we had to get the troops off. So this ship is done. And the AKL Surigao is kind of a bait ship, if you will. It's making him waste sorties. Yeah, we're going to lose these 3 ships, though. Absolutely. Yeah, it's... Well, there it is. We lost some units. These were unloading, so, I mean, not much can be done to save these. But he's definitely burning up his torpedoes and burning up sorties with this. What is this? Oh. He took the bait. It's a lot of torpedoes wasted on an AKL. All right. So there you go. 4 more, quite a number of torpedoes wasted here. Ah, man, they're just right here at Townsville. Well, he's just basically wiping out everything we got. I don't really understand what just transpired here. Where are my aircraft at? I have so many aircraft there. They better do something. Oh, great. Port. This is a... Looks like a... What is this? It's a port strike. Okay. These are port strikes here. This is a port strike as well at Townsville. Which is definitely not good for us here. But you know what? He can't keep this up for long because he's going to burn up his sorties at this rate. So you know what? We just have to endure this. There's no other way around it. I'm really disappointed here because I was expecting something out of my aircraft here, and they don't appear to be doing what I asked them to do at all. They did nothing. Oh, man. Yeah, this was a really bad turn for us. Well, we kind of expected that to be the case, but um, I, something more should have happened here, and it didn't. And I don't really have a good reason why. All right, so the pickerel's out here near Babel, and we missed this, but this looks like an ASW patrol. Wow, this was. I don't really understand what happened here. Okay, another bombardment attack at Kukong. And about an even trade here. All right, this unit was done for anyway. So, what we do get to look at is what he's got coming. Okay. So, looks like one division, about 2.5, 3 divisions worth of troops, 1,500 assault value in this grouping here. Okay. Armored car company, those aren't overly concerning. Some field artillery and a headquarters. All right, so 1,500 AV in this location. I I'm just kind of at a loss here. I don't really understand why my aircraft didn't do what I asked them to do, and I'm talking like not an insignificant amount of aircraft. Like nothing flew, which is really shocking to me. I don't have a good answer for that. Hopefully, you guys can help me figure that out during my analysis because it doesn't make sense why that entire why his carriers completely were unmolested by my aircraft during this entire turn. All right, let's take a look at the intel. Okay. Okay, everybody, we're back. It feels strangely familiar. What's going on right now? Do you see where he's at? Yeah, this is basically identical to where we were at uh, like 2 in-game weeks ago or less, where he parked right off the Townsville with complete impunity, and there's nothing we can do about it. We'll talk more about what happened or what didn't happen this turn, and we'll go from there. Let's look at the intelligence. So aircraft losses today were slightly in our favor, though it's nothing to be proud of. 4 losses to his 10. Looking at the losses, he took basically mostly ops losses today from what you see here. And unfortunately, the ops losses weren't what we needed them to be. He's lost almost no carrier aircraft from his task force, so these minuscule losses are not going to stop him. The only thing that will stop him is running out of sorties. All right. So nothing great here. Looking at top pilots, we had 1 KIA. Where that transpired, I couldn't tell you. It's probably one of the 4 aircraft that obviously crashed during one of their missions. Army losses continue to mount. We lost more units that were unloading here at Carnes, but we were able to save the bulk of it. So the 2nd Australian Cavalry Brigade did lose a lot, but not exactly everything. So we did unload a lot of them from the ships. He's now doing port strikes at Cooktown, Carnes, Townsville. He's doing port strikes everywhere, and we have we don't have any fighters. We can't stop it. We have 0 fighters here. The other issue that I'm looking at here, well, let's finish going through the list. Okay, so we just crossed a threshold that I was hoping we would not cross during this campaign, and it was ship losses. I said to myself, I don't want to lose 200 ships in the first month. No way. And unfortunately, we have, because I'm just not prepared for what's going on here. Last turn, the losses for us were... Wait, what? Wait, what? That can't be right. Huh. Well, let's look at this. This is what we lost this turn. We lost 2 really good APs, 2 great escort ships, 3 AKLs, 4 AKLs that weren't overly important to me. But interestingly enough, it's claiming that the Kikazuki sank near Babel, which I I can't even imagine how. The only time I saw the Kikazuki I saw a Japanese destroyer take a bomb was several days ago over in the Indian Ocean. Okay, but I don't know why he would have sailed the Kikazuki all the way to Babel. So I'm not convinced that this is legitimate. But even if it is, that'd be great because this is a destroyer and he doesn't have a lot of them. So it just seems a little sus, you know. We did hit a destroyer a few days ago with a bomb, but I can't imagine it being the one that went that he'd sail it all the way to Babel when he could have easily brought it around here and parked it at Saigon and repaired it. It makes no sense to sail it all the way to Babel to be sunk near here. So a little suspicious to be sure, but you know, whatever. We'll see how it pans out. So I like to always do this because I feel like we get more information like this. So if I go to Japanese ship sunk, I like to see if anything pops up here that we're not tracking. And sure enough, it is suggesting that the Kikazuki did sink, but I just don't buy it. So we'll wait and see in a week or two if that's actually the case. Yeah, so that's basically it for the losses here. We're still putting up a ton of sorties, more than he is, but it's just there's not the sorties in the right places. Let's take a look at the situation. Of course, we'll start down here. So, just so you guys know, I did order that cruiser task force to engage, but they did not. I set it up so that there's no way they could miss, and I put them with basically with a what do you call it? A reactive 6, and I had nighttime scouting up on the ships from the bases. I did everything I could to assure a meeting, and it just didn't happen. It just went right by each other, and we did not get our intercept. So now that task force is well away, it's too late for me to come back now. We had our shot, we blew it. So I'm going to get that task force into safer areas and get it ready for the next time he comes. And, you know, when he comes back again, we'll be more ready for him. But we missed our opportunity here. So now we're just going to have to endure these strikes. I don't think he can keep them up for long because he's burning through sorties at a large rate. So he's going to have to leave here soon. I just don't know exactly when. But we are definitely at risk of losing all the ships in port. And he's going to basically clean out everything we've got to move stuff to and from Port Moresby here. So it really is a horrible thing. We've lost... Geez, in 2 days. Let's go by 2 days, right? We've lost 15 ships to this. So it doesn't really get a whole lot worse than that. That's worst case scenario. That's a huge loss for us. A lot of points. A lot of points that were lost here due to this. But I just don't. I don't know what else I could have done to prevent it other than maybe not been so proactive about trying to get things into Port Moresby. But there was no indication or sign that he was coming, so I felt like I had the time. But he did whatever he did to get his carriers here, and once again, he's parked right off the coast of Townsville with complete impunity, and it's just very frustrating for me. So the other issue that I'm having here is, look at this. Look at all the aircraft I have in place to attack him on Naval, and not a single aircraft flew last turn. Nothing. No aircraft attacked him, and they're all set. I've got aircraft at Townsville, Carnes, Cooktown. Everything is set to attack, and not a single sortie was flown in as a naval strike, and I don't understand why. The weather was good. The moonlight was good. Even though we were flying during the daytime, we had the same weather he had, but he was able to fly unlimited sorties, and we got nothing. So I don't have a good answer as to why that transpired, and it's very frustrating for me. I'm going to leave everything the same and hope these guys actually do something this turn to try to inflict some damage on them. Because really, that's the only tool I have. I have no fighters. All I have are these bomber aircraft, and they're not bombing. It's just incredibly frustrating for me. Uh, yeah, but you know, at the same time, I am getting everything else out of the way. So all these ships up here, all these ships down here are going to clear the area. He won't be able to get to them in time. And he's last seen spotted moving west, so unless he does a crazy about face here, I think this is as far as he's going to go before he turns around because he's going to be low on fuel and low on sorties after everything he's done. But this was definitely a damaging raid, probably even more so than the last time he came through here. I can only hope that the next time he comes we'll be more prepared, but it's even hard to say if that's going to be true because I thought I was ready and what I have in place was completely not effective. So there he is. He's going to continue bombing us for days here, and there's no way I can't I can't hurt him. So um, let's just go up from there. In the Dutch East Indies, we've got this carrier task force here just, I don't know, doing something. They're moving at a snail's pace. He doesn't seem like he's interested in going any particular direction. It says northwest, which is this way, but I think he was here last turn, so he barely moved any hexes. I think he's hoping that some ships come out of port somewhere so he can pick them off, but that's not going to happen. So we'll just have to wait and see what this monstrosity of a task force does. Honestly, I think he's just waiting for Singapore, and then he's going to go up there and park. He's just standing off. We did get our ships out of Batavia. We've cleared the sub trap, and we are well on our way out of the danger zone. So I'm really happy that that happened. So these ships should be able to survive, and we'll get them to Cape Town, and we'll put them back into the fight at another time. He did not get into Singapore yet, but he will. Just a matter of time. The next turn, he should be there. And taking a look here, moving up towards the Indian Ocean, look what we just spotted. We have a 10-ship task force moving west. So where exactly he's going, I don't know for certain, but we did just take a torpedo at Diego Garcia. So I'm wondering if he's going to start sending this task force out this way to try to pick off convoys that we've caught coming on the map here. So that's definitely concerning because we do have some pretty important task forces. See, this one's coming on the map at 424. Where is 424? That's quite a bit up here. 424. So that's good. At least we do have some of our task forces that aren't necessarily coming in right here. Because I think this task force is, I think what he's trying to do is send this raid over this way and try to pick off some shipping out here. Fortunately for me, I do have naval search out here, so I will see him coming as he comes up this way, and we can adjust fire accordingly. So we also know that he's got a massive selection of ships, still like Georgetown, probably the next wave of cruisers that he wants to send in. And he'll send this one this way and send this one that way. I already can tell. One cool thing is that this convoy here is definitely going to get into Rangoon before he does. There's nothing he's going to be able to do unless he goes full speed. Even then, he's not going to get to us. So he doesn't even see this task force. So this task force has got 25,000 supply. We'll get into Rangoon, which is desperately needed supply that we can use to top off our supply tank while we have the time. And depending on what he does with the next turn, I may try to sneak a couple more in there. It may be possible if we do it in waves, you know. Maybe use Ramree Island as like a anchorage overnight, and when the coast is clear, we continue on to the next day. Not much else to talk about in India right now. It's pretty quiet overall, but definitely we're going to keep an eye on this. But what is it? Shift plus Z? Nope. Okay. I know there's a button to show all. There's a button to show all the patrol zones. I just don't recall what it is. What is it? There's got to be a button for that, right? Show all search hexes? No? I don't know. I know there's a button to show patrols, but I'll making it easy for you. I must have. Oh, there it is. We do have plenty of patrol to see these guys going. See, I got them everywhere, so he's not getting away. We do, actually, you know what? We do have a dead zone here, but I can fix that. I can split some stuff up and relocate so there'll be 0 dead zone here. But even then, If you see this, these overlap, so we will see this guy coming wherever he goes in this whole region. Taking a look at China now. We are out of supply, basically, here. But so is he. So I really don't know what the optimum situation is. I don't know if we attack with no supply, if we stand a chance of doing anything to him since he has no supply, if it kind of equals out or not. I really want to destroy this unit, but I'm just not sure how that's going to work out if we attack with no supply. So if anybody knows what happens when one out of supply unit attacks another out of supply unit, by all means let me know how that works out, because I have no idea. But very soon we will have numerical superiority over him in this hex. I just don't know how to get supply to him because he's got us blocked off at all locations. And unfortunately, we're going to recombine this. Rebuild unit. He has arrived in our hex at Ankang. And all we have in place there is about 1900 assault value. And I don't know if that's going to be enough at this point. This unit will not get there in time. If you take a look here, this unit is moving about 15 hexes a day, so it's going to take 5 days to get here. And this unit will be here before my unit gets there. So I just don't know how long we're going to be able to hold out. And if we don't hold, it's going to be game over for all of northern China. We have no choice but to hold out here. So I'm really hoping that this unit can do what it needs to do to secure this hex until these guys and these guys and these guys get in place to take over the defense. So wish us luck because we're going to really need it. Yeah, these guys aren't going to get into their blocking position anytime soon. So I don't know. It's not looking good, guys. I just mistimed this a bit. I thought I had more time to get into Xi'an from Luoyang than I did. I should have pulled out a week earlier than when I did. I think we could have beat him to this and set up an effective defense here and blocked him from coming through. So next turn we will find out if this is enough troops to stop him. So we did get to this hex. So what we're going to do now is cross the river and hope for the best. So right now we'll go ahead and get the army on the move here. We're going to cross here. We're going to set all to march. And I'm going to verify that they are set that way. And then we're going to cross here and hopefully get out to freedom. Taking a look at the Philippines. He's just waiting. I don't know what he's waiting for. But I think he's just kind of recollecting his strength for one final push. With all the troops that he has in here now, it's really going to be pretty easy for him to push us out of Clark. We have good terrain and we do have fortification, but with that many troops, I just don't see us withstanding the assault. So I don't know what he's waiting for, but he can take Clark whenever he wants. We do also have this task force that was spotted moving southeast, which is this way. I'm very curious as to where they're going and why. We do have them in sight, though, and we'll see where they go. We have this task force here. No idea where it's southeast, so it's heading towards Miri. Not exactly sure what it's going to do when it gets there. I don't know. I think things are really precarious overall here. We have a knife in our back here. We have one here. We have a great showdown starting here. We've got Clark Field going to fall at any day. Singapore about to fall at any day. So we're looking at a huge point swing in the next turn. The next 2 to 3 turns, we're going to be at least even with him with points when this is all said and done. And I have nothing I can do to stop any of it. So that's the situation. hopefully something good can happen here in the next couple days. Hopefully this guy runs out of sorties of fuel and he leaves us so we can pick up some pieces here. But I just don't see how we're going to be able to anytime soon, especially if my aircraft don't perform. If my aircraft don't take off and don't do what they're told, I have no chance here. So, wish us luck. We're going to need it. It's really bad right now. I'll catch you guys on the next one.